Let's talk about a new thing that I just learned about today. This is some interesting information you can get from Facebook. It's facebook.com/ads/audience-insights. And this is kind of interesting. I don't know if it works for people who don't have pages. I'm not sure, or who've never run an ad. I don't know. But, maybe jot down that URL or open it in a separate window. Don't do it in this window. You'll lose me. But it's interesting because you can get some interesting information here about people. So I'm actually going to play with this right now in real time and show you something kind of cool. So folks in chat, can I get a country, please? This is like, whose line is it anyways? I need a geographical location. Somebody give me a country. North Korea. Yeah, let's try. Let's see what Facebook says. It's gonna lose its mind, and then I'll switch to the UK when it freaks out at me. That's great. I love it. Okay, let's see, is North Korea. I haven't used this before. It doesn't seem to be doing anything. Maybe I need to... Okay. North Korea. That's weird. It's not... I gotta click somewhere? What are you doing? Stepping off the record, hitting enter, return, nothing. Okay, let's try something else. I'm just gonna type in Canada because... Okay. Go away notification. Okay, there's an autocomplete that comes up. That's the thing. So, as you type... It should autocomplete. Cannot target the following location. Yeah, sorry. As predicted, North Korea is not here. There's a place in Russia that is UK. That's interesting. Oh, it's listing out cities. Okay, well, fine. Let's do London. I love London. London is lovely. Okay, so we're going to target London. Can someone give me an age range in chat? Sunny old England. England's lovely. (18 to 24). Okay. 18 to 24, a very young demographic. That's a demo that television really cares about. Should we look at men or women? Pick a gender. I want to narrow it down a little bit to test this out. I want to show you something that I was testing on this. I didn't even know about this tool before, or at least I haven't played with it in a while. But boys or girls, come on. So we pick men. All right, there we go, men. That's probably good enough for our purposes. So what Facebook is doing is it's showing us, of course, Facebook wants to sell us ads. So they're showing us, people that you could target with an ad. So it's not necessarily everyone on Facebook, and not everyone declares things like their age, their gender, or their city, for example, much less their country. So, anyways, we're looking here at all of the men aged 18 to 24 in London, okay? And so there's some interesting information here, like, for example, a vast majority of them are single, makes sense. Some are in a relationship, some are engaged, some are married, and that's interesting. And down here, you get job title, which is very interesting. So for this age group and this city and that gender, sales makes up the majority of the jobs. There's food and restaurants, arts, entertainment, sports, media. Like legal services is very little versus the others. And that actually makes some sense. I think intuitively we would kind of expect it. And I think it compares it here against like the rest of Facebook generally. Yeah. So anyways, that's okay. But what do you do with that? Let's say that you wanted to make a video or an ad that was going to target men in London, that they in particular would be interested in something that you're making, a video. So let's say you're doing a video on men's fashion for people 18 to 24 in London. Okay, this can give you an idea about the audience that you are making your video for or targeting an ad at. So, for example, if they happen to work in sales, so maybe they work in retail sales, or maybe it's B2B sales or something else, but that tells you a little something about your audience that you might use to inform how you structure your content. like you see legal services is very small. So if you're doing men's fashion and you're like, if you want to look sharp in the courtroom today, then you need to dress this way. That's probably not going to resonate with a large portion of that audience because there's very few of them that are actually working in legal services. But if you said, okay, you're in the office or you're in the shop, then that might more likely resonate with them. So that's a little interesting, but we haven't gotten to the cool stuff yet. You can hop over here to page likes. This is where it gets really interesting. And yeah, actually it really is, because this is pages that people have liked that are men in London aged 18 to 24. And the number one thing, Ralph Lauren. So there you go, that example I was just talking about. If you're doing men's fashion and you want to target the London male in that age, if you talk about Ralph Lauren, that might resonate with them because they like that brand on Facebook more likely. So what we're doing here is we're using these Facebook analytics that are free to anyone, and you're using it to learn about your audience. Because when you're competing against 12, 11, 3 million other YouTubers, not necessarily in your niche, but it may be sort of your level of subscribers, then really understanding and targeting down is quite good. So there's a musician. There's the number two thing. Well, actually, what this is these are top 10 categories, and then the top thing in each category. So the top musician, the top computer, Windows. The top shopping and retail is Adidas. Amusement parks, Thorpe Park. Electronics, it's Sony and Beats by Dre. It says movie theater, but I think they mean movie. Spider-Man. And so there's interesting entertainment website, Will's Mum. I don't know what that is. Hopefully it's relatively innocuous. I'm actually just going to click on it. And let's go take a look and see what that is. I was looking at this earlier today for my Vacation Impossible channel. Well, that's interesting. So I was looking at this for my Vacation Impossible channel, and I basically looked at my analytics for my demographics for my channel for its entire lifespan, going all the way back to 2008. And then I plugged in those things, like the country was the United States, the age range was like 34 to 44, I think, and male. And there was one thing that came up, it was like some Mr. Dad or something, I forget what it was, that was the top page that was and so I looked at that, and I kind of glanced at it. It was a thing I'd never heard of, but that was like the top thing that was liked by people in my target demo. So that's interesting. So like, I'm a dad, would it be good for me to make a video talking about, because it's a travel channel, hold on, private messages are showing up. Why are they showing up? They shouldn't be showing up. It normally doesn't do that. Anyways, I need to get off the Facebook platform. Mod team, if you're watching, stop messaging me. Anyways, so that gave me some insight into my audience. And I have I think a fairly broad audience. So knowing my audience is something I struggle with. And that's an area I think of potential growth for me, because like, I'll watch Roberto Blake's videos. I like him quite a lot. And he talks about knowing your audience. And he says, if you're watching this, you're probably in your 30s, you're probably tech savvy, your friends and family probably totally don't get the YouTube thing that you're doing. You're here because you want to learn some specific things and maybe get a little motivation. And I'm like, he knows me. Because you're probably somewhat geeky, you probably like sci-fi. I'm like, stop. How do you know these things? And he's got tons of subscribers. And so he knows a lot about his audience. And it seemed like witchcraft to me for the longest time. But I think this is one of the possible tools you could use to learn about your particular audience. So page likes, here you go. Let's say that you want to target people in London for whatever reason. Maybe they've got a high CPM, or it's where you live, or whatever. Maybe let's say you're a gamer. And you know that there's like a game design studio in London. You'd be like, hey, it'd be cool if we could work together. Maybe if I got more of a London following, that would help. I don't know. So let's say you're a gamer and you want to target men in London at this particular age. What game should I play? People ask that in the Facebook group all the time, all day long. We get that. Should I, do Super Nintendo or Nintendo? Should I do this or that? All the time. Or just, hey, tell me a game to play. I got your answer right here on my screen. Because if you're targeting men in London of a certain age, Need for Speed is the number one page that they like. So make Need for Speed videos if that's your target audience. Or, another thing, think about it backwards. Maybe you make Need for Speed videos already. Well, hello, it looks like men in London might be interested in that. How does that advantage you? How can you use that? I don't know. Is there a London gamers Facebook group you could join? Is there a, London Need for Speed players subreddit, or I don't know what? Is there a tournament that might be held there or something? I don't know. But this information could really inform you. And you could also go to that page and interact with the page as well. In a good way. Don't go and spam your channel or anything, but go and comment something funny from your like if you've created a page for your channel and you go and you comment something funny on a meme that Need for Speed posts or something, and people are like, hey, that's funny, they could click through, look at your page, and look to see other witty, funny things, and now you got them potentially. So there you go. I can't believe Kung Fu Panda is number 9. I guess they liked it when they were younger and then they got older. That's my guess, but I don't know. Beats by Dre. If you're targeting, if you're a tech channel and you're targeting men in London, maybe doing a review of Beats by Dre or a comparison of the different kinds, or are they doing an Are They Worth It video, something like that. This is some useful, I think, potential insights.